Yes.
There's a Mr. Morgan here to see you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Wilson! Sir. As you were, clerk.
The Incident 84 file was under a permissive system. I made that quite clear. Direct high clerk management compliant.
Full-blown memorandum, Wilson. Came in from the front office. Get switched over back to the mothership. Back in the 70s, we called it permissive mandatory systems. Cigar?
No thanks. I'm not hungry.
You know, I find a cigar a day is good for the system. Helps keep the pipes clean. But I don't expect you to understand anything about that, Wilson. You ever hear of anything strange happening in your district? Something that makes your barely bores tweak?
Yes. As I described in my report, I-84 was recorded off the southern coast of the Transcontinental Divide.
Oh yeah, we read your report.
Then what seems to be the issue?
The issue is that I-84 came into the system with triplicate submission and double-check validity.
The sensor unit was replaced 15 years ago. It's incapable of false readouts. You know that.
All the readouts are fine. Nobody said nothing about no false readouts. What I want to know is why an identical form I-84 report was filed in from halfway around this rock, in the middle of the mountains, at the same frequency, with the same signal from the same sensor.
But you're talking about a counterfeit unit array.
Tell Sharon to take the rest of her life off.
This is hardly the time for that one.
Fine. Then I'll do it. Sharon, you're fired.
This is an outrage. That was my best IBRF trained secretary.
There isn't going to be an IBRF if we don't get to the bottom of this. "15 years ago, the International Bureau of Regulatory Forms, Filing, and Formats uncovered something important. In Section 84B, yeah, a bit north of 84, included in your report, we knew it was of great secrecy and power, so we filed the necessary paperwork, tagged and counted Form 84B by the books, and sent it off to storage.
But it never made it to storage, did it?
Or so the legend goes. No. Something happened that day. We attempted to file a Form 159F. Don't look so surprised, Wilson. We filed many a form in my day. The submission came back immediately, due to mismatching form and tag number, so we moved back to the next form, and that one came back missing information. We did this secretly for 15 years. All these files you've been sorting for the past decade and a half are the failed attempts at registration. All the wasted time, god damn it. But there's still one form. Form 84A. From our old office in a small town off the coast of Southeast Asia. This form, my dear Wilson, still processing.
Processing? For 15 years?
Maybe. It's hard to say. Fact of the matter is, Form 84A is in limbo between processing and registration. And as you know, when a form number requires additional information and the serial number provided does not match the system, IBRF advocates for either disposal or improvement. Except in this case. A mandatory triplicate in a duplicate system, Wilson. Do you believe in the vexatious litigant?
Of course not. Just as I don't believe in the woad warriors or the primogeniture.
Wilson, I'm quite serious. Now let me take a look at that old 84A submission form.
What the hell was that?
It's here. Fax that over to Washington. Quick, goddammit! File 101 code. Now!
Your call cannot be completed. You have dialed an unauthorized location.
Steve harder, Steve better behave on it. Hey, Steve in the bar, the beta harder, but diddle da. Jump it even, the bar,
Where am I?
TiTiLan, my friend. Good night, sweet prince. Well, it's better safe than sorry, but sorry more often than not. There's no reason here anyways. Never has been. I can usually tell in these situations, but this time it's different. I wonder. There's a time in my life when I had it all. I was the shining star of TiTiLan, you know. I had it all. The women, the money, the drugs. I was grand champion of TiTiLan. Every night a new challenger would face me in the square. I would tell the crowd, "This is for TiTiLan and Hushtashti." I could still feel the wind in my hair as I leaped off the top rope for my finisher. A barbed wire chainsaw dive, the excruciator. Oh, how I'd saved up all I could just to run that thing nightly. And the fumes would make the girls crazy with passion. I was known as Chin Boy. All of that gone now, thanks to these brothers, those damn Laser Brothers. They appeared on the roster suddenly one evening, announcing their presence with a dazzling entrance that wooed the crowd. Many went blind that night from the beams of light pulsating from their boombox. They were amateurs at best. They didn't know a swan dive from a frog splash, but they had Hushtashti's blessing, and in the end, that is what matters. And that racket from their finisher, too. I've seen men go insane from that move, their eardrums literally exploding in the square. I was the only one who had a fighting chance with the excruciator. An explosion of sound and metal when we met in the square, unlike anything anyone has ever heard. I remember it like it was yesterday. The Laser Brothers challenged me for a final fight, the championship of TiTiLan. Of course I accepted. I wanted to show these punks how we play sports in TiTiLan. I was low on gas, so I knew I had to rely on my training, saving my finish for last. None of it was any use. Their stereo was too powerful, using cheap tricks and playing games with my head. I knew the end was near. I set up the excruciator, but it was too late. A moment of eerie silence passed as I looked up at them, their suits glittering with some unknown finishing move. If I could have just had one more second, I could have done something. As I looked at them, I could see behind their sunglasses for a brief moment, then a crackling of old electronics burning and a switch. The call of the Laser Brothers blew me apart in the blink of an eye. It seemed to resonate with and disintegrate every atom in my body. There was nothing I could do. The excruciator was ruined. I was defeated. If I can get the signal to work, I'll put on some television for you. All of our television comes from America. That's what this box here is doing. Pirating signals. Reception is shit. Channels come and go. Everyone on the island gets the same signals. I was raised on this stuff, and everyone else on the island was as well.
Hi, I'm Brian. I have a poem I'm going to read for you today that I wrote on my computer. Gasoline rainbows hurt like daggers shoved into the tender spaces in between my heart and soul. Sneering in a crude imitation of nature's most daring display, they flaunt their poisonous presence with sickening cheer and ease. Seeping into the cracks of the pavement, of the scars on the world we call roads, and at the same time, seeping into the cracks of all of our minds. Permanently poisoning ourselves and our world to see through oily and falsified eyes.
It's chilly out there. What's for dinner?
It's pork chops for dinner tonight, honey.
Pork chop? When? Pork chops? Last night.
You know what the doctor said? You know what the doctor said? The red meat's gonna bind you up tighter than Oprah Winfrey.
But you know I love red meat. I worked hard all day long. And I have to come home to this?
Yeah, doctor, he's doing it again. Yeah, I know, I told him. I told him about it. I told him that. Honey, he wants to talk to you. What'd he say? What'd he say?
Can't believe I'm paying that quack $1,500 a month.
Go on.
He told me to eat the pork chop.
Told you to eat the pork chops. It's dinner time.
Honey, I love you. You're my baby. I brought you a present. It's our anniversary present.
I know it's not anniversary.
It's a pork sandwich.
So you really do like pork chop sandwiches?
I really do.
Oh, honey. Say that if I were to purchase this dish and glass grape set for myself, I would most likely keep them on the kitchen table or on the coffee table. Either tables would work fine. They would certainly work just as well as the spinning table. My coffee table and my table don't spin like this table spins. We're going to move along now. We're going to display the next object we have. Now this is a most curious object. I have never really seen anything quite like this before. This we know very little about. The only thing that we do know is that it was discovered next to a mountain man in the mountains after the snow melted. I will place it on the spinning table and have you good folks take a look. Please call in. Please purchase what we are calling the Idol of Power. There's a strange frequency around it. I can smell it. And it's not just the smell of snow, folks. It's not just the smell of snow. We said we found it in the summertime when the snow was gone. There is something very strange and mysterious going on here that I just can't really wrap my hands or my mouth around. Doesn't make any sense to me. But it scares me. And I don't want to own this, but if you like to be scared, if you're the kind of man or woman who lives a dangerous life, I would suggest picking this item up right now, picking up the phone, making a call. This is truly something that I've never felt before, that I've never seen before, that I've never held before until today. And I am so happy to be able to show it to you today.
Yee-haw! We just got one buy for the Idol of Power!
Fantastic!
Sir, what is your name? Well, he won't say his name. Well, Whitey, congratulations, sir. We'll ship it off to you tomorrow.
We'll get that packed up and ready to go for you. Sorry, folks. Idol is no longer available for sale. I will be setting this down underneath the table to the good sir who managed to purchase the idol. I wish that it will make your living room, your foyer, your kitchen, your bathroom, hopefully your children's rooms much more inviting, much more leisurely, and it will break the ice in any sort of party that you're holding. You will walk in and say, what is that? And what is that terrible, awful, horrible stench reeking from its surface? We're going to move right along here. What I have
I don't recognize you, little boy. Where do you come from? Drown you! Drown you! Drown you! What are you doing on my island? What are you doing here? What are you doing on this island? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You alive, boy! I'll drown you! I'll drown you! You're on my island now, boy!
Oh, you're awake.
Where are my cigarettes?
I've hung them up to dry. They were soaking wet. I'll go get you something to eat. Only legal delicacy in TiTiLan, my friend. Tastes like brick and sits in the stomach like bad hashish.
Only legal delicacy?
Eat.
I appreciate everything you've done for me. I still can't believe I'm alive, to be honest. Did you find other bodies?
Didn't look.
I was in a helicopter with 2 other people. Not even entirely sure why the hell we were coming here anymore, but I saw something just then, just a couple of minutes ago, in the tub.
What did you see?
His hand ran over my cheek, slightly brushing against my skin. His fingers were through my hair, each digit curling around a single lock. I felt his breath trickling down my neck like a plume of smoke. There was no noise, except for a few vibrating tones. Low like on a string, a key, brass ringing between both ears. A familiar weight had settled upon my head, like a hand that had always been there, and the fingers were never missed. The palm creasing on my forehead, and his arms bending my ear over itself. Then my neck buckled. My muscles compounded. and I dropped straight into the water, as if gravity had crashed and the water came up and slapped me in the face. All of the serene beauty of the moments prior, the complete and total sacrifice to nothing, of which I was too busy promising, had erupted into fire. It's ironic, I think. When you're drowning, your insides, especially your throat, feels like it's burning up.
You're in TiTiLan. Don't forget that. What do I call you anyway?
What?
Your name. What is your name?
Toby.
Raul. Don't forget that, Toby.
The man?
That was TiTiLan. That was Ustashti. Ustashti is a man, the man you described. We all see him, but as the years go by, you get used to it. You're new to the island. Chances are Ustashti will be wanting to break you.
He is the island? What the hell is going on here?
No. He runs the island. Ustashti found me at my lowest point. He's had a finger in my eye ever since. He broke my jaw over his knee and forced his whole fist into my mouth. He tickled the back of my throat with his fingers until I threw up and choked into unconsciousness. I could taste iron and vinegar when I woke up. My tongue felt like it had been seared with a hot knife. It still feels that way now. He kicked my dog to death in front of me, just waiting for me to try and stop him. But I didn't. I could feel my messed up jaw clicking in and out of place. He still shows his face, but he'll try to provoke me in some way, but I've given up. Ustashti owns my soul. Ustashti owns everyone here. We all have these stories. And as we got older and harder, we begin to abandon hope for freedom and peace of mind and focus on when and where he might be watching. Everyone looks like Ustashti to me.
Why haven't you left? There's got to be a boat on this island, a plane or something. Have you even tried?
There is no escape from TiTiLan, my friend. And even as I dread seeing him, hate him for all of the twisted things I've seen, the things I've had to do to survive, and the people he's murdered for no reason, to prove a point, to keep me and everyone else on the island in their place. I love him. Ustashti ran his hands through my hair once, placed his soft lips on the cusp of my ear. When I see him staring at me through a crowd at the market or on the chair adjacent to mine in the living room, he loves me. He is admiring my form, celebrating my very life.
I'm not staying here, Raul. I do not love Ustashti. I need you to tell me how to escape.
From the shipyards of the Overcoast to the wild green of the Alidum tree, there's a force much more powerful than either you or I can see. Usashti controls everything under our tropical sun. So pick up that ear and I'll whisper words of wisdom. Escape! You can escape. Escape from this place. Escape from this island. Escape! You won't escape from TiTiLan's grass. Ustashi's island. This is TiTiLan. Do is grab everything you can, bring it to that black market and buy drugs from the pusher man. This horrible food we eat, easy but hard to stand. Anything else, you risk your life. Illegal in Ustashi's land. The markets are raided daily. A storm of men with batons. Your head with the rain of blood, polish their boots in quicksand. Your eyes will be stabbed, you'll be pissing on your hands. Anyone just like you or me will turn informer for the man. For great dividends are provided to rats in this moreless, faithless land.
I poke my head out of the gutter for one freaking second, and fate shovels shit in my face.
Go get some sleep.
What are you gonna do?
We'll drop by the market tomorrow and we can start sorting this mess out.
Raul. Raul, hey.
What?
How far is the market from here?
Not far.
When I was lying dead on your couch, you told me a story about wrestling. You were the star of TiTiLan?
Every moment I deal with you, Toby, you remind me of things I'd rather not talk about.
Why didn't you have a rematch? You're worth something more than this. You could still challenge them.
Leave it alone, Toby. TiTiLan's history is not about me.
I'm just trying to understand what's happening here. You could have kept it to yourself if that's the case.
Problem is, it was the last great fight this nation had seen. And I was still in recovery from the Laser Brothers' cheap parlor tricks and fancy dazzle. They'd outright disappeared along with the whole sport. Ushtashti had been in office for several months prior, and he had seen fit to make his first degree by banning professional wrestling. Even if I wanted a rematch, I wouldn't know where to find them.
How do you ban a national sport?
The Laser Brothers were gone, I was in the hospital, and any major player left had been crippled by my excruciator. All TiTiLanese men and women were outraged by the new law, and anyone seeking real change was killed, their heads found imploded by some unnatural force. I have my hunch and I blame the Laser Brothers.
They killed the resistance?
That's what I think. They soiled our proud culture. If I wanted a piece of them, I believe I'd find it in Ushtashti's bed. You've met the man and you could see the position I'm in.
Professional wrestling brought an entire nation to its knees then.
No. It was Ushtashti. His suppression started about 30 years ago. We had public and private broadcasting systems then, and he would make address speeches like the leaders before him. His first was shortly after my fight. I heard it from my hospital bed. He screamed, "Let them squirm," over and over again. In his second, he declared turkey a bastard meat and had it banned along with specific varieties of fish and fruit. There was a strange thing to happen at the time, and the people grew restless and uncomfortable. Speeches continued on like this for days, each time some absurd declaration of law and contraband. One of the last announcements I remember was, "Bring me the best fitting shirts from every household." In the following months, TiTiLanese military personnel would go to door and violently seize the well-sewn laundry by force. All broadcasting equipment failed to some degree or another, except for those smart enough to rig their own communications. All we get now is pirated American programming or whatever signals are floating by. What ended up replacing the radio was the beginning of Ushtashti's hallucinatory propaganda, as you've become familiar with.
30 years of this and nobody has stood up to him?
You shut your mouth about that right now or I'll leave you to die on this godforsaken island. When the military mobilized, the rebels were formed. They fought, and they're still fighting today, but they received the brunt of the hallucinations, and the emotional heavy lifting has torn them up and left little of their human selves. The rebels are the bravest men in TiTiLan because they do not love Ushtashti. The black market over there. The last refuge of TiTiLan.
How do you mean?
Well, the black market has always existed in some way through underground communication methods and the system of tunnels dug here many years ago. As more and more things became outlawed here, people began turning to the black market for their everyday goods. That's how it was able to exist and be profitable despite its open illegality. Should have time before the raid.
Raid?
Thought we discussed this already.
No, we haven't.
How much for the egg? How much for the egg?
You want? You buy? Good. Right. You want? Good. You want? Good. Very cheap. You want? Also good trade. You want? No. Hey! No.
But look, it's all out here. We must sell it.
You ain't here, Patty.
It has to be pre-raid.
You ain't here, Patty.
It must be pre-raid.
No. You ain't here, Patty.
But it's special.
What?
We must sell this stuff.
You ain't here.
Pre-raid.
You ain't here, Patty.
Pre-raid. It must sell. It must be gone.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear. Try.
Ball with the ball to bang, diggy, 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 said the boogie, said up, drop the boogie. You don't open that door. Not here, not ever.
We have gained entry despite your negligence. Cover your nose and mouth with this. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about your eyes that will burn profusely. The headquarters is in a national drug refinery. An inexperienced user will overdose within 10 minutes from the residual effects of the drugs.
Quickly! He's breaking away.
Give him to God!
Bring him to God.
Be still, Toby.
I'm dying.
Is that what pain means to you?
I wanted to stop.
Then stop.
Death would end the suffering.
Life would end the suffering.
No, you're wrong. Life is suffering.
No, you are wrong. Death is suffering.
To live here is death.
To die here is life.
What are you?
I am we. We are you.
Are you finished? Good. Come with me and get rid of that silly rag. The rebels have told me their leader has been drifting for some time. It's curious to note that she is due for an awakening at any moment. And now that you're here, she will speak with little brain blindness. I hear her clarity is unparalleled during that time. It's also important to remember that if she offers you her private supply of drugs, your life will end whether or not you choose to accept the offer. Here we are. There's nothing more to say.
They had taken the meat, mixing it with broken bones, then laid it out into tiny little round containers. They were all minced, a foul-smelling fruit. There were strands of creamy, multicolored substance. It was wrapped in grain once and inedible garbage next. Sealed and printed. They kept it cool, not frozen, but cool enough. It sat there for months, waiting, fermenting. They said nobody would want it. It was too old. They were going to throw it out. They told me I could eat it. I took it, removed part of the garbage layer, and left it in the sun to bake. They stared at it with disbelief. When it was time, I lifted it high above my head and held the other half of the garbage layer between my thumb and forefinger. I shook it until it splattered on the ground. They stopped what they were doing to watch me, to stare. I found packets of rancid fruit and spread it evenly on top. I began to eat it slowly, methodically. I finished eating. They asked me how it was. I said that it was fine, it was good. They still discuss this in every home in TiTiLan.
A regulatory agent in TiTiLan? Certainly not a clerk. The IBRF can be used against Hustashti's forces.
You stare at the same goddamn shit every fucking day. You know it better than you know your own mind. Better than the back of your hand. Every day, nothing changes, and then suddenly, something is different. You stare for different reasons now. You think, why? Has it always fucking been like this? Why has nobody told me? What has changed? Fuck!
You want to get off this island. You will find Hustashti's idol of power. This will allow the rebels to take control of the Citadel. You will shut down the remaining branch of the IBRF and leave. You will meet with the mole for your mission briefings. Now be gone before I offer you to partake in various ceremonies.
waste much time. No. If you want to get into the government compound, I suggest you listen intensely to what I'm about to tell you. No one has entered or exited Hustashti's compound in over 35 years. Before then, it was difficult, but doable. But since then, the government has installed its state-of-the-art security systems, released experimental vapors into the countryside, and set up hallucinosphere range boosters and signal strengtheners. The government works on nothing but security systems day in and day out. But my sources inform me that their newest invention has yet to be tested. And you can thank God for this. Think molecular shifting field generators, lad. So, my job is to inform you of these security systems and to aid you in doing the impossible. Let's get started, shall we? Here is the best way into the compound. We have tracked and mapped the flight path of all the mechanized scouts. Staying out of the red zones here and here will lead you straight into a strengthened hallucinant sphere. But this is easier to deal with, because the hallucinant sphere is a first-line defense. There was a time when many would go mad trying to cross it to get to the capital, but now most TiTiLan users are used to it. Moving north, you must avoid the vapor swamp altogether. The toxic clouds are invisible and have random effects on space-time. Now, if you're caught in one of these clouds, you may be stuck in that moment for eternity, or decay in a matter of seconds. This will be apparent at the death zone, a relatively thin ring around the compound where no life exists and cannot exist. Now, take this vial. Our forces have recovered some time vapor and re-engineered it to protect against the death zone. Unfortunately, beyond this point, not much is known. We do not know much about the main compound security system. It's a supercomputer that runs amok on its own redundant lines of code. Now, essentially, that means the compound is alive and will react to your every move. Here, take this microchip. It was recovered from an early automaton hybrid guardian. This may gain you access into the final compound, but you will need to use some hacking to get there. And in the building it's about a 2-mile warehouse where the brain of the computer lives.
Where'd you get these sandwiches?
Black market. Sandwich is good.
Like the bread tastes.
Neat. Oh. Pork. Do you like pork sandwiches?
Yeah, I do.
This is the last pork before we walk. Do you like pork sandwiches? Sandwiches.
No.
Sandwiches. 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 Sandwiches.
What is that?
A squand.
Laser Brothers.
Toby, go around the other side.
Move, boy!
abomination? No. You're an abomination! Festering in your own soil, waste of embodiment. I gave you everything I had, Toby! Everything. All you wanted. Every fiber of your being ached for more than I gave you all I had, Toby.
Counterfeit. Unit range. Transmission 1138. Intercepted. IDR F0417. Section 9. TiTiLan. Office. Seasonal use region. Offline. Reroute procedure. Moving protocol. Destination. IDRF. Sensor 8115. Deadline. Submission required. Registration failure. Urban deadline procedure initiated. Missing death serial number. Permissive mandatory system shutdown. Initiation mode. Vexatious litigant enabled.
Make this quick. I'm a very busy man, you see. I suppose you're looking for the branch office. I'm sorry, but you won't find that here. You won't find it anywhere, I'm afraid.
The idol.
Ticket. It's worthless. Another fine detail lost in your lugubrious systems. It's been shut down, Toby. Shut down the whole branch. Closure, my child. My baby boy. That's what's marvelous about bureaucracy, the communication systems. So effectively inefficient. But it wears the man out. My God, Toby, I'm tired. So very tired. I have tinnitus in every joint and cling to the edge of reality with every muscle in my body. I always thought there was something more to life. that there had to be some underlying root meaning for everything. Something beyond the simplicity of God, but something that took the chaotic events of life, the beautiful and the dreadful, ordering them, expressing them in mathematical equations. Then I realized it can be done. I imagine God as one who feels every one of these moments, all at once. The infinite scope it would have of human experience, the clarity of meaning, ultimate empathy. God does no such thing. God is as cold-hearted as an equation, a system of order, a machine with finite rules. Praising any of these concepts would be forsaking the very element, the spark of our existence. No meaning can be found in the physical, spiritual world. So I created my own. I am the spark, not God, but a means to an end. My life, the world I created through sacrifice, is not some creative vision of control stemming from an ancient dogma. I wanted life. I wanted to tear open human existence from the inside out. There was nothing there. There will always be nothing.
Love you till I die. I think I'm really gonna love you till I die. Somehow you make me wanna love you till I die. I've never known a love to last. I've seen a lot of lives go past. I don't know how, but I know why. I'm gonna love you till I die. I feel in chains and I feel free. I don't know how, but I know why. I'm gonna love you till I love you till I die. My love will be a river, never running dry. Deepest, the deepest ocean, like a mountain high. The summer breeze and thunderstorm, it's fire burns and keeps me warm. It sounds old fashioned, but it's true. I dedicate my life to you. You will make me cry. You make me sing, and you will give me wings to fly. I will believe you, and I'm sure that you will lie. I don't expect a wedding ring, cause it's an everlasting thing. And there's no power strong enough, apart from death, to kill my love you till I die. I think I'm really gonna love you till I die. Somehow you make me wanna love you till I die. I've never known a life to last. I've seen a lot that lives will pass. I don't know how, but I know why. I'm gonna love you till I die. I don't know how, but I know why. I'm gonna love you till I die. Love you till